Jessica here with Corey, and we are here to share with you how to do a doTERRA Live lifestyle guide overview. So, what is this for? The goal of the lifestyle overview. So, what it's for is for when you sign somebody up, okay? When you get that new member, okay, that just signed up, about 10 days after they enroll, whether they're a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate, both, okay? You're going to treat them the same. You're going to do this Live Guide with them, okay? You can do, this is about 10 days after they enroll. It's after they've had that experience with their essential oils, so they've got their kit in or their oils in, and then you sit down with them either in person or over the phone or through a video chat of some form, whether it's FaceTime or I like to use Zoom. Zoom is free. You can set up a free account. And you spend about 30 minutes at the most going through this guide. Now, the intent behind this is to actually set them up with a 90-day wellness plan. What that's going to do is going to help them optimize their membership and also target those wellness needs, okay, where they're trying to fill in the gap with their wellness. They may have some goals that they're trying to achieve, whether it's weight loss or reducing stress or anxiety or whatever it is. This is to really target that, okay? So Corey is going to be my new member, and I'm going to work through this Live Guide with him so you guys can see how I do it. And you guys can model, or you can use me as a model for how you do it as a start. But the most important thing is making it authentic to you. So use this as a tool, okay? And then tailor it as you need to make it your own. And I'll tell you, every lifestyle overview that I've done is never exactly the same because we're all different. New members are different. They have different wellness needs. And you're just there to kind of be someone who can help guide them in direction to meet their goals. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So opening up the guide, you want to make sure that they know that you have 3 priorities, okay? And make sure that when they set this time to meet with you, that it's uninterrupted time. So like right now, my kids are downstairs playing in the basement with their toys, with Anaya, probably driving her crazy. But you want to make sure you have that time where there's no interruptions, so their mind's in it. Okay, they're there for with intention and purpose to really kind of sit down and go through this guide with you. So the top 3 priorities, or the 3 priorities that you're going to have through this, make sure they know them, is to develop, the first one is to develop that daily wellness lifestyle plan. Okay, the second one is going to be tapping into resources to expand their knowledge and your knowledge to become the expert for their own life. So you're going to learn through this process as well. I'm still learning. I'm not an expert, right? But the great thing is that there's tools out there that I can use to help me find what I'm looking for. And that's basically what you are. Don't think that you're an expert. You have to be an expert to do this. The guide is your tool, really, to work through this with them, and so don't feel intimidated by it, but just know that that's what it is to point them into the directions, to fill their toolkit to be able to meet their wellness needs and yours. Okay, and then the last thing is to maximize their membership. So you're teaching them about the great perks that doTERRA has with their loyalty rewards program, and how to really get the most bang for their buck while targeting their wellness needs. You don't want to have them ordering products that they're really not going to use because they're not personal to them. So that's what this is about. It's about setting aside that time to really target, zone in on those areas of their wellness and marrying up the products with that. So it means something to them. Okay? All right. So the next page, you're going to actually, this is their guide, right? So this guide is going to be for them. So they're going to actually write in this. And then if you want to have one that you can use on the side with your notes or whatever to help you, that's kind of what I do. But you're going to actually give them the guide, and you're going to have them rate themselves. So on the 3rd page here, we've got the wellness pyramid that doTERRA has. And it's just really those basic needs, starting with eating right, exercise, rest management, reducing toxic load, informed self-care, and proactive medical care. So you're going to actually have them rate themselves from 1 to 10, 1 being not so good, 10 being the best, in each area of the pyramid. So give that to him. He's going to write down his little ratings. And then keep in mind, so as he's writing that down, you don't have to say anything. Give him that time to think about it, or her that time to think about it. But as he's writing it down, I'm just going to tell you. So one of the things that's most important is having those products, and you, as someone who is a wellness advocate, for you having those tools readily available. So I used this phrase before about having, when things are out of sight, they're out of mind. So like for me, I keep my doTERRA essential oils in places where I'm going to use them, where they're going to be readily available to me. I've got in my kitchen, you open up my pantry and I've got a whole wall of essential oils in there. If I burn myself in the kitchen, or we take our daily supplements right there in the kitchen in the morning, me and the kids. So they're all right there. And then I have oils
in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
In the car.
In the car.
In the kids' room.
In the kids' room, by my bed, so they're in places where I'm going to use them. So that's part of creating these daily wellness habits, these daily health habits, is making sure that the tools that I'm using to help me be well are in a place where I can access them easily. Okay? All right, so you rate himself 1 to 10 on each of these items. Now, doTERRA, in the guide, there's some products here that it highlights that we're going to get deeper into as we go through. But the base is the most important thing, is eating right. That's why it's the base of the pyramid. It's the largest chunk there. And then feeling the body is most important. And then we've got the supplements that you all know about, the doTERRA Lifelong Supplements. There's also the Terrazyme and the PB Assist that we're going to talk more about in the later pages. But you can highlight just a few of them here just to get kind of thinking about how doTERRA supplements are used integrated with a healthy lifestyle. It's not about taking some magic pill to make everything better. It's about putting into practice those things that we need to do, our body needs to be well, and then integrating the products that doTERRA has to fill in the gaps, right? Because we all know our Western diet isn't the greatest. We eat things that maybe aren't necessarily organic, or maybe they're grown with pesticides or whatever. So we can implement things in to kind of help fill in the gap for those kind of things. So we go ahead, after we're done scoring, we go ahead and turn to the next page, all right? Eating right, like I said, base. That's the most important thing. Oils work synergistically with our body. So fueling our body is key for optimal health. It doesn't matter what your wellness goal is, your gut is probably going to be the most important thing out of anything when it comes to hormonal, emotional balance, losing weight. So fueling your body is really key. It's really optimal. And the cool thing about this guide is it's got these little recipes as you go along it. So here on the Eating Right page, talks about the green smoothie, talks about how drinking plenty of water, you can add a drop of lemon to your water daily to help reduce toxic load, to help detox and things like that. Talks about daily wellness lifestyle habits, about eating whole, fresh foods, decreasing sugar, caffeine, dairy, and processed foods are all going to be great things to implement to help fueling your body right, okay? And then if you have a new member whose goal is weight loss, this is so key, because eating right is going to be the most important element in reaching that health goal if weight loss is one of them. So on this page, it goes over the doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack. That's going to be a key supplement that they'll want to have in their life. The DigestZen, Terrazyme, the PB Assist, and then for kiddos, if they've got children that they want to get a nice good supplement for, the IQ Mega, and the doTERRA A to Z Chewables. It's a whole food supplement plus their healthy omegas for healthy brain function, joint function as they're growing. They're great supplements. And then, like I said, it's got some fun little recipes in here too. That's a point that they can use as they feel led to. All right. Then the next page is exercise. Okay, so after fueling your body right, then the next thing is obviously being active. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go get a gym membership. or go do all this strenuous activity. And Corey rated himself pretty well with eating right and with exercise. So we're going to kind of, and so use the guide to help you, right? So you talk about everything in here, but you really nail in on where they feel they rate on their scoring, right? So exercising, how active are you?
I'm pretty active. Rated myself an 8.
So you rate himself at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he's pretty active. He works out every day, just about. He's at the gym all the time. So he's already implementing that kind of stuff now in his life. Now, do you experience any type of back pain or muscle pain or?
Mm-hmm.
He does. Ha! See? So you keep.
Because I'm older.
Because he's older, right? Okay, not because he's doing anything wrong. He might have a little bit of form in his squats that he may need to work on, but he ultimately he's doing pretty well with his daily activity. But he could use some work with maybe the pain and the discomfort he feels, right? So Deep Blue Rub is a great product that he can use, rubbing into his back to help alleviate some of the discomfort. Copaiba, using that essential oil daily. Are you using the Copaiba daily?
Yes.
He's using it daily, right? So that's going to help reduce the chronic pain he's feeling in the back, in the joints, the turmeric, those kind of things that are going to help restore his, if he has any type of injury or something. So integrating the products in with what he's doing, right? He does exercise, but there are things that could actually make him even feel better with his exercise. Using the polyphenol Deep Blue Complex is a great one that he doesn't use, but he does take the turmeric. The Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex has turmeric in it, and it tells you exactly how to use it right here in the guide. Sorry, the sun is starting to hit me right here. So it has a Slim and Sassy Trim Shake in here too. So you just use the guide. It's right there for you. You work through it. You can even read through it. And what I love too about this is in here on the bottom page, you can't really see it right there. It has a daily health weight plan, a healthy weight plan, and it's really basic, but it kind of gives in morning, lunchtime, dinner. Taking the Slim and Sassy Trim Shake, the capsules, the MitoMax 2 in the morning with a Slim and Sassy Soft Gel with 3 to 5 drops in water. And then it kind of talks about ways that they can integrate the products in their daily meal plan, which is awesome. So right here in the guide for them that they can keep and take note of. All right, then we go into rest and stress management, okay? And this is so important because a lot of times, especially if we have like a weight loss goal, okay, if we're not getting proper rest, then we're not, when we're stressed, we all probably heard this over and over, body holds on to weight. It's hard to lose weight when we're stressed, we're not sleeping right. And if you've gone to the doctor and they've done that wellness check with you, like, okay, well, how are you sleeping? How's your stress? If you're holding on to weight, it may be one of the reasons why, is because you're not getting enough sleep at night, you're not managing your stress. And so I would say I rate myself probably really well on rest. I do pretty well. I sleep pretty decently at night now. Mm-hmm. I used to be a really light sleeper, like the slightest of noises or movement in the bed would wake me up. But I started using doTERRA Serenity, the Serenity Essential Oil, and the Vetiver. Those are my 2 favorites, but in here it has some other ones. There's Serenity and Lavender for peaceful dreams. There's for deep sleep, the Serenity Complex. How'd you rate yourself for sleep?
4.
Oh, see? He needs to start taking the complex. It's so good. It knocks me out, and I'm not a light sleeper anymore. No, not at all.
No.
I used to hear his alarm. He would be the snooze. He is the snooze guy, where he snoozes 4 to 5 times, and I don't hear his snooze. I used to get so mad at him.
Unless you don't take your stuff.
Unless I don't take it. Yeah, that's true. If I don't take it, I'm hearing it. And it makes me angry. If I'm hearing that snooze over and over and over again in the morning. But I don't hear it anymore unless I don't take it, right? So getting a good night's sleep, optimal amount of sleep is 7 to 9 hours. I'm meeting that. I feel like I most nights, like I'd say 5 out of 7 nights of the week, I'm meeting that. And I feel better. It's like rest is so important because what it does is it reboots your body. So if you are not rested or you don't get a good night's sleep, you're feeling groggy, you're not performing your best, you hit 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you're zoning out, maybe you've got a mental fog or whatever. So rest is so important. And so I would say, kids trying to sneak upstairs, I would say this is really important as well. They all are. But you can just read through the guide with them, recommend some essential oils that can help promote a good night's sleep, but also maybe have them evaluate what are they doing at nighttime. Are they sitting behind a TV? Those things that are going to help promote a really good night's sleep too are shutting the brain down, which means shutting everything down around you. You can't be sitting there with your phone, on Instagram till 1 in the morning expecting like, well, I'm just going to do this until I fall asleep, because your brain activity, you're still moving, it's still going. So you need to slow down the brain too. And it's got some great recommendations on how you can do that in here too, with taking a bath, putting some relaxing bath salts in, maybe doing some mindfulness before you go to bed, a little yoga or meditation or journaling, those kind of things. Okay? And then it goes into emotional balance. Rest management and stress management go together. So you can kind of use, this is a really fun wheel, and you may have seen this before, the emotional wheel. Oh my gosh, I wish the sun wasn't as bright. We didn't pick a very good spot. This is awesome because they can really zone in on emotional wellness by looking at this wheel, and you can recommend different products with them. So for example, if someone is feeling like, why don't you take a look at that actually? Tell me if there's any of these areas on the emotional wheel that you'd feel you could use a little bit more aid in.
So,
and the great thing is they have 2 oils recommendations for maybe one area on the emotional wheel. So there's options, which is really cool.
So I'd say I'm disconnected sometimes.
Disconnected?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm wore out, so I disconnect from things.
So are you like disconnected and angry, or like disconnected more towards like boredom, disinterest? Boredom. So there it recommends using the Passion Blend, which I actually just recently made him a blend of essential oils as a cologne that actually had some of these same oils that are in Passion that he wears every day. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
He likes the
I
smell
like
of
it
it.
a lot.
I love the smell of it. It smells really good.
Really good.
It has like arborvitae in it, cinnamon. So it's the kind of spices, the herby, grassy kind of blends. And that's interesting that he would say that, because that's what he is more drawn to when it comes to essential oils. He likes more of that grounding, the more of the spice. So there's a science behind the madness, and it's pretty cool. So for me, I love Console. So Console has got kind of this really comforting blend, but I've gone through seasons in my life too where I also really like I love Console. I love Motivate. It's an encouraging blend. It strengthens the belief in yourself. It increases courage, motivation, confidence. I actually keep that one with me when I'm getting ready to teach an essential oil class. I'll put some Motivate on me, and it just really just helps kind of get my mind in that momentum, in that zone where I am speaking clearly. I kind of carry a little bit of more confidence about myself before I teach class. So I still get a little jittery, like the butterflies in the stomach don't ever go away, but it just helps me stay in that direction. So use the emotional wheel. Okay, have them kind of look at this. If emotional is one of the things that they're really interested in, and then you just go on to the next page where it talks about reducing toxic load. Now this is really, really fun, because the great thing about reducing toxic load is this replaces a lot of products in people's houses that they're already buying. So if they're thinking like, well, you think about our toxic load and why our immunities are suffering right now. We've got so much toxic chemicals that we use in our daily lives. When it comes to cleaning, when it comes to buying a new car, you know that new car smell?
I love it.
He loves it. That's like toxins you're breathing in. Did you know that? Yeah, it's toxins. It's new smell, like the leather, the preservatives, all that stuff, right? That's in it. Sorry, I'm whiting out. But so yeah, we're surrounded by it, with its cigarette smoke, the fumes from being outside, and cars and industrial stuff. So some stuff we can't escape, right? But some we have control over. And I'm super passionate. I love talking about reducing toxic load, because I was one of those type of people in my past where if I didn't smell bleach, then it wasn't clean. Like it had to be like sanitized meant like I had my hands peeling from the bleach, right? It was horrible, but that was my mindset. I grew up thinking that way. So this is really fun because you can talk about how they can replace the products that they're already buying and redirect the money into something that's going to be safe, right, in their home and for their children to use. Like I know my kids, they have chores. I like to know that they are capable of cleaning without the worry that they're going to poison themselves with a bottle of like Lysol or something, so this is really fun for me to spend a little bit extra time if you can on this part. It talks about the On Guard product line, the cleaning concentrate, the On Guard toothpaste. doTERRA just came out with the On Guard mouthwash, which is really, we love it. It's so good. It doesn't have alcohol in it, and it really helps to restore the pH in your mouth. So if you struggle from like canker sores and stuff like that, the On Guard mouthwash is amazing. And then also replacing products like shampoo and conditioner. I've been using the shampoo and conditioner forever. I love it. It's got the face wash, the toners. I bought the mud mask and I used that for the first time just last week, and I love it. I had a little spot right here in my nose. It was a little pimple and it's gone now. It's like just flat. But it's so good. Some of the great products that they have. They've got the laundry detergent. So whatever their interest is in, right, you can talk about that with and then it talks about some of the detoxing. So we've got how reducing toxic load in the home with green cleaning, and then cleansing our bodies, right? So it has the digestive support. It's going to go into talking to them about the Terrazyme, right, and what that's going to do to promote healthy enzyme growth in the gut, cleansing the body, like putting a drop or two of lemon in your water. How did you do on reducing toxic load? I didn't even look.
So I put it low.
Put low? Okay.
I put it 4.
Okay. So you need some work on that.
Okay. I think I take a lot of aspirin or something, and I take a lot of...
Your gut's not very good? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to take the vitamins. So yeah, so it's supporting digestive health. Like his digestive system could probably use, and he could, not to get too much information out there, but he could use a little support there. So taking the DigestZen tablets, the Zendocrine is really good for cleansing the liver. Your liver carries so much crap, right? Your liver is your body's filter. And just like when we have, like just the other day, our filter for our water had to be replaced, right? Well, we're not going to replace our liver. The great thing about our liver is it can restore itself. But, people who've got really bad diseases or like suffer from like alcoholism or have had a past where they were brutal to their bodies, their liver needs to be reset, right? So Zendocrine is a great essential oil that actually helps to do that, to cleanse the liver and reset the filter, right? Cleansing the intestinal tract is the GX Assist, and it tells exactly how to use them in the guide. So like I said, use the guide to guide you through this. It's got a really cool in here. It has doTERRA's 30-day cleanse regimen, which is really, really awesome. So it says days 1 through 30, which products to use. If somebody in one of your new members is really wanting to really focus and zone in on cleansing and reducing toxic load in their body and resetting their gut, this is going to be instrumental. So point them to this 30-day cleanse. It goes over the products, the Terrazyme, the lemon, the Zendocrine, and the GX Assist, and then also the PB Assist and the DDR Prime are optional. The DDR Prime is an optional one, but it's a great one again for restoring cellular health. It's one that I use every day for my immunity. So it's a great couple pages here, I'd spend a few more extra minutes on these pages more than anywhere else. And then the last page here before it gets into targeted support is informed self-care. So replacing some of those products like Neosporin with the Correct X, right? Using Breathe Vapor Stick to reduce, or instead of like the Vicks Vapor Rub. So you can kind of talk about some of those fun products that doTERRA has here, using past tense to ease occasional headaches and migraines, so things like that, right? It's the whole idea behind this is creating the habit of using doTERRA Natural Solutions as your first line of defense. So it kind of wraps up, this page really just kind of wraps up everything that we've just been talking about for the last like 15 minutes or so. All right, it's got a little blip in here about the vial keychain and some favorites to add. This would be like something if they wanted to keep essential oils in their car readily available. And, doTERRA has, you can buy the doTERRA keychain. Actually, you can buy this in the back office. And it has little vials in it to fill with some of their favorites, based on their wellness needs. So it has some favorites in here like the lavender, peppermint, the frankincense, and things like that. But they can make it however they want it. It's just kind of having those oils on them, which is really kind of fun because I've used my essential oils. I don't have the keychain, but I have my own purse that I keep them in. Like at the store, there was this poor woman who was at the store. She was an older woman. She had her grandkids, and her grandson pinched his finger we were back trying on clothes, and he pinched his finger on the door where they were trying on some clothes, and he was freaking out. He was screaming so loud, and I had some lavender with me. Now, he didn't have like a wound or anything. It was a little red where he pinched his finger, but the lavender would be there really to help soothe the pain and actually just help calm his emotions. And so I asked her, I said, hey, I use essential oils. Would be okay if maybe we tried some of this on your son and it will help calm his emotions and help if he has any pain, it will actually help soothe some of the pain. She was totally open for it. And so her son, as soon as we opened the bottle, first it piqued his interest, so it stopped his crying. So he was like, hey, who's this lady? Like this stranger, right? We opened up the bottle and he smelled it. He liked it. His grandma put a couple drops on his finger to help soothe, and he was fine. So it was really cool. It was an opportunity for me to share a sample with her and give her my business card. And, if she wanted to connect, it was just use this opportunity to connect and share with others, because it's all about getting oil in every home. All right, so then we talk about targeted support. If they have a specific issue that they're trying to target, right? Now, you can spend as little or as much time here as you want. I would kind of not spend more than 5 minutes here or so, because it can get really deep really fast, okay? Depending on how much time you have really is how much time you're going to spend here. That if they've got immune issues, right? Like for me, I've got immune issues. I'll go straight to immunity, right? It's going to point you to doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack, doTERRA's On Guard Essential Oil, which I do take daily, the lemon, the melaleuca, and the thyme. I actually use DDR Prime, which has thyme in it, and Nialis. So there's some other products out there that I specifically use, but for them, use this as a specific guide if they know what system they're trying to target. Some people say like one of the big ones is like endocrine, or limbic. So like hormonal stuff, right? You'd go to like products of emotions, hypothalamus, thalamus. So balance, essential oil, serenity, peppermint, lavender, frankincense, rose. So those are all going to be products that are going to help support those systems. So you can, like I said, you can zone in a little bit more on here, especially if they know what body system they want to target more specifically. Digestive system is another big one. So just again, use the guide, and then they're going to customize their wellness plan. So here on the next couple pages, this is where they're going to start marking down their products. So in each section of the wellness pyramid, they're going to start saying, okay, I want to customize my wellness plan, so I'm going to target these specific products for my needs. So since his main focus, he was doing pretty good on foundational nutrition, exercise. Rest management was one, and reducing toxic load were his two main ones, right? So he's going to go probably maybe focus more on here. He may pick a couple products out of here. The Lifelong Vitality vitamins are always a good one to point people to for foundational nutrition. But then he'll just go through and start check marking products that he could use to start to create his own wellness plan. And then it's a 90-day wellness plan you're trying to set them up for. And then you set up their LRP to where they can purchase those products over a 90-day period. It's not about getting them all at one time, because that could be really overwhelming and very expensive. So you plan it out within a 90-day period. So they order for 3 months on LRP, those products that are targeting their specific health needs. And he may see something that piques his interest, where he's like, oh, you know what, this sounds good too. I think I want to try that one.
I've never used that Correctex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I make my own. I have a DIY salve I make. I should probably buy that just to give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right. So taking a look at his wellness plan and what he's checked mark, then you know any needed natural solutions from page 13. So if you go back, so if there's anything specifically that they targeted here, right? Say digestive support, right? So we're going to mark that for him too, because he's like, he needs digestive. So any of these products here, like the Digestem, the Fennel, the Digestem Peppermint, or the Terrazyme, we annotate any of those additional products over here in this section. Okay, so we put, let's see here, Digestem here.
I got that with that Cleanse and Restore.
Where is it? Oh, yep, it is in there. He's got it all in there. Cleanse and Restore. You're right. Any additional. So he doesn't have any additional. All right. So then you turn the page. They're going to turn the page. Now this section, the customizing their wellness plan, you do this with them. Okay. The next page, you do this one with them as well if you can. You want to make sure they finish this page. Okay. So if you have time, spend the last like 5 or 10 minutes going over the wellness consult. This is when you sit down and they're going to write down their top 3 health priorities, their 90-day goals, and natural solutions you have or need. So for him, he's got top health priorities for his family. His top one would be like his Cleanse and Restore, okay? So his top health priorities for him would be like digestive support. That's going to be his first one, right? Maybe number 2 would be, foundational nutrition. That would probably be number 1, I'd say, but he eats pretty good, right? He rated himself pretty well for eating. So foundational support would be like for fueling his body rate. So his LLV, okay, for number 2. And then like number 3, we've got some rest and stress management. So he's putting down Elevation, Citrus Bliss. You said you weren't sleeping very well.
I said, so those I figured would help.
Those are going to help sleep, the Elevation and the Citrus Bliss.
So
we're going to help him. We're going to say, no, those are really great uplifting and energizing essential oils, right? So that would totally screw him up if he's trying to get sleep.
I'm tired in the morning, so I wanted to use those to wake up instead of using energy
drinks. Okay.
That's
there you go. That's what it was for. Okay. So he's going to use Elevation, Citrus Bliss for those uplifting essential oils to help energize him in the morning, right? But then maybe you could talk about, so you did mention you were, sleeping,
That's why I'm tired in the morning.
Yeah, that's why he's tired in the morning. Okay, so.
Yeah.
So then that would be maybe his next one, right? More energy. So energy in the morning. So then his 90-day goals, okay, so what would you, so then he's going to really put that down. I don't know what his 90-day goals are. So your goals for within 3 months, would you say are what? So based on your digestive support for number 1, your 90 goal would be what? To... So, like, for example, since his number one is digestive support, he's saying, like, for his 90-day goal, would be able just to be able to eat his food without feeling any type of stomach discomfort, really.
So I put no pain, no
No
discomfort.
pain, no discomfort.
Foundational.
So you're interested in, like, nutrition, so. So the foundational LLV is going to help him boost energy. It's going to help give him the energy and the stamina he needs to get through a whole day of work without hitting the 2 o'clock afternoon crash where maybe he would go buy a Monster or an energy drink or something like that, right? It's also going to fill in the gaps to his nutrition that maybe he's not getting from his Western diet. So his 90-day goal would say be able to
Better my workouts and not my weights.
better his workout and up his weights. Okay.
Energy. No. Scale back coffee
Scale back his coffee, caffeinated drinks,
and soda and diet soda.
and diet soda. So those are his goals. Those are the things he wants to zone in on for target. And then then we focus in on what are some of the natural solution products that we have to support those. Okay? So we know we've talked about the LLV, talked about the Cleanse and Restore Kit. Those are all things that he can use as a natural solution to target those wellness needs. Okay, then section 2, it's create your daily wellness plan. So take the solutions you identified above and organize them into a daily plan. Okay, so then he would say, so we have, let's see, LLVs on here. So if he's going to be buying the LLV and the Cleanse and Restore Kit, the digestive supplements, he knows he needs to be taking those in the morning. You could take all the pills at once, which is going to be a big hit to the liver. The best thing would be to break them up, okay? So in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, right? So starting with the morning first, he would take his LLV in the morning. If he's going to have breakfast too, he would take his PB Assist and his Terrazyme, right? I think that comes with that. And so you're following the guidelines on how the products say to take them. So most of the supplements are going to be taken with meals. So you'd want to take like the PB Assist he'd take with his meals, and you'd put that on here. Okay, make sure they're writing it out so they can visualize and have this plan out. So they're taking their morning PB Assist, LLV, and the Digest Zen, right, with food. And then his afternoon, he's also going to take the second dose of LLV. He's going to take his Digest Zen with lunch. I don't remember how often you're supposed to take PB Assist. So make sure you go through this with them so they know how often they're taking their supplements, right? 1 to 3 capsules a day with meals for the PB Assist, right? For the Terrazyme, he's taking 1 to 3 capsules with his meals. Okay, so he's going to take a capsule with his meal, morning, afternoon, and evening time. So we're going to add that Digest Zen. Terrazyme. If he's doing a Cleanse and Restore, then he's going to follow the 30-day plan, okay, that doTERRA has. If he's interested in it, right? It's a 30-day Cleanse and Restore plan, and it's going to help restore his gut, reset his gut health, and restore his metabolism, really. It's going to help him digest his food better, absorb the nutrients out of his food and the supplements better, and ultimately just to help ease his gut, from any discomfort that he's feeling. Okay, so basically go through that writing those products, how they're going to take them morning, afternoon, and evening time, okay? And then number 3 would be what other wellness choices could support your goals. Could be anything from, and it has it right on here, exercising, maybe going for a walk at night. So have them write it down. Do maybe, on Monday and Wednesday, go for a walk. On Tuesday and Thursday, take my kids to the park and play a fun sport game or something, or just whatever that they want to target. This is where it can be. It could be increasing their water intake. I've seen people buy these cool water jugs where they like have tick marks on them. I was talking to Mary, my friend Mary, about these to help as they're drinking water throughout the day. It has like a little tick mark that says different fun, like uplifting or fun little quotes on there. So it could be, something like that, anything. So you're gonna have them. They're gonna write those down here. And then they're going to create their 90-day wellness plan by adding their products to their LRP. So this last part down here is starting out with their products, right? So he wants to start with his digestive support. So month 1 on his LRP, he's going to focus on some of those products. Maybe he'll go with PB Assist, and maybe he'll go with Digestin and Terrazyme. Okay, and this is all going to be specific to their budgetary needs too, so keep that in mind. If they want to, you'll talk about the loyalty rewards program here too. If they want to earn free product, they need to meet a 125 PV order as a minimum, right? If they want to get that free oil doTERRA offers. If they want to earn LRP points for their order, they have to order a minimum of 50 PV. So to earn those points, their order has to be set as a minimum 50 PV to get their product points back as cash, okay? And then to get the free shipping, they just need to have an LRP order set. So every month you want to make sure that they have an LRP order set, and then that in order for them to keep their points that they've accrued, then they have to spend a minimum of 1 PV a month. So ideally, you want them to try to set up some type of wellness plan if they can afford it, especially with replacing some of the products they're already buying. Maybe at the store, like their cleaning supplies, they can redivert that money to this. Maybe they could afford about $50 to $125 a month on their wellness, keeping in mind that it's an investment for their health, right? They're trying to feel better and reducing toxic load possibly, right? So you're going to create that. So depending on where they want to be with their LRP, you want to try and have them be right around 50 PV to 125, right? Especially if they want to get the free product, 125. So then they'll map out what they're going to order. So maybe he's going to get the PB Assist, the Terrazyme, and the Digestin for his first month. And that'll push him over 50 PV for sure. He may not be at that 125 PV, for the free product, but that's okay. Maybe he doesn't want to get that for that month. On the next month, maybe he wants to start implementing the LLV. So we'll put the LLV on that month. Maybe we'll add a lemon oil to help with the detox, and maybe adding some of those emotional oils to help energize him in the morning. So we could add lemon is a good citrus oil to help with energy as well, but maybe we'll add some of that citrus bliss and that balance here. And that could put him at about 125 PV, so he'd get that free product of the month there. And then on month 3, maybe he's now wanting to focus more, so he's got energy in the morning, foundational, LLV, digestive support. We've hit them all, right? But he also mentioned how he wanted to sleep better at night. So maybe here on month 3, we could add in some of those oils that are going to help promote a good night's sleep. So he's going to keep his LLV on there because that's a 1 month supply. So LLV is going to stay, okay? He may need to restock up on some of those PB Assist products, right? But he could add in maybe the Serenity Essential Oil, the complex, and that would put him at 125 PV for sure higher, okay? So again, this part is really gonna be focused on budget, what they can afford, okay? But also you are their guide, so help them see that they can replace some of the products that they're buying, right? And use it here with doTERRA's products and get money while they're doing it. So they get the bonus for that too. So I hope this really helped you guys. The last page of this guide kind of goes over to some specific products, right? And it talks about single oils like Arbor Vitae, and it goes all the way down to the blends and some of the living products here. If they want specific items too that they can go, maybe they want to know what lemongrass is for. This is just kind of a reference guide to show that it helps with thyroid. They can look more, get a little bit deeper into products here if there's something else that they're wanting to, and it's there for you too as a guide to help kind of zone in on other products that doTERRA has that can help as options for sleep or energy or some other ones. And then you can talk about LRP here. Okay, it talks about some of the products, the smartest way to buy. Adding the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack monthly is going to help them reach that loyalty order that they want to get to earn those free products. But it's also going to help meet that need too for foundational wellness. Spend a little bit time talking about the loyalty rewards program. Go over some of the facts. It has these really fun guides on here, how to earn up to 30% in free product credits. It explains how you start off at the beginning at getting 10% for every dollar, and then with a 50 PV more order or higher, then for 3 months they'll start increasing their product points back. So on month 4 through 6 they'll get 15%, month 7 through 9 they'll get 20%, month 12 through 10 to 12 25% back in product credits, and then month after a year or more then of ordering 50 PV a month they'll get 30% back in product credits. So it's a pretty sweet deal. Yeah, so retail is 25% higher, and then so if you think about this, it's like 55% savings from retail costs. So it's really good savings here. Go through this some time explaining the loyalty rewards order, and then if you have any questions about some things, reach out to me. This last part, it talks about oil safety in the last part of the guide, making sure to dilute when necessary. Make sure you don't skip over these little fine details because they're important. Talks about some best practices. Keep your oils at their best by avoiding them, keeping them away from sunlight and that kind of thing. So really just spend some time, get familiar with your guide. Okay, it's going to be important. Make sure you're prepared when you do the overview, and then just have fun with it. The back part of the guide is important too. This is where you're going to put your information for support. Okay, you can also put the Uplift Essentials Facebook group on here too, because since you're part of the team, that is a tool for you to share with your new members. So make sure that they have access to that too for product education, for recipes, and then this top part, you can put their member ID and their password if they ever forget. That you can always reach out to me. You can also check it out on the back office to find what their member ID is. If they lose their password, they're going to have to call doTERRA customer service to reset it. But other than that, there's some other great tools on here. It's got Empowered Life series, which is a really great online series that they can do that's going to enhance their knowledge about essential oils and the science behind them. And then there's some other great apps out there. The Daily Drop app is a really good one that gives some, every day it sends a little product education tips, about 3 minutes. So it's kind of fun just to learn as they're going through this journey, learning more about doTERRA. So if you guys, I hope you like this. I know it's kind of long, but you, like I said, you want to keep it right around 30 minutes. So most important is just to be familiar with this. And then if you have any questions, reach out. Do you have any questions?
I'm good.
He's good. He's ready for his first order. Okay, guys. Thanks.